Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are very honored that at short notice you have once again respected and honored us with your presence here for our press conference. As all of you are aware of, on the 11th of October 2021, last week on Monday, vehicles belonging to our party president, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, were attacked in Masvingo. One of his vehicles, Toyota Fortuner, was damaged very badly in the Charumbira area of Masvingo. The onslaught on our party leader and his convoy as he conducts these Meet the People tours that started in Masvingo is unprecedented. Only yesterday, the 19th of October 2021, his convoy was again attacked just outside Motare, around the Zimbabwean area as he drove from Chipinge. An unlawful ambush was mounted. Gunshots were fired, and one of the bullets actually whisked in the left rear seat, passenger seat, where he normally sits as a VIP. Throughout the day yesterday, he had about 12 vehicles following him and pursuing him. So it is quite clear, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a desperate attempt, a clear attempt to ensure that our party president does not meet Zimbabweans, does not access Zimbabweans. We condemn in the strongest terms the actions by ZANU-PF that are behind these unlawful attacks on our president, both in Masvingo and in Manicaland. In Masvingo, we are aware that some members of parliament of ZANU-PF actually organized rogue elements within the villages, waving some ill-written placards to prevent our president from talking to people, from meeting the people. But of course the people know what they want. We saw massive crowds rushing to him, rushing to his convoy in Masvingo last week at places like Bikita, places like Nika, places like Jerera, places like Kwaroi. Yesterday as well, there were massive crowds who greeted him at Bechnaf. Massive crowds were at Guune, massive crowds were at Ngangu, massive crowds were at Chipinge at town center. The fact is, you can't stop change, you can't stop a revolution, you can't stop transformation when it is the hour of transformation. We are seriously concerned that the attacks on our president are consistent with the attacks that we have seen on our party. Since the 30th of March 2020, when that Supreme Court judgment was handed down, we have seen vicious attack on our party. The withdrawal of members of parliament, the withdrawal of councillors, the takeover of our party head office, the multiple charges brought against literally everyone of our top leadership, the vice presidents, the secretary general, the organizing secretary, virtually everyone who is here, our secretary for international relations, our esteemed mayor for Harare, Comrade Mainga Hama has just come out of prison. So we've seen the de facto banning of the MDC. Under the guise of COVID regulations, we are not allowed to have meetings. Under the guise of COVID regulations, we are not allowed to move across the length and breadth of Zimbabwe. Yet ZANU is moving. ZANU is organizing its own internal activities. Mr. Mnangagwa is opening tuck shops literally every day, and the crowds are attending those meetings. So it's a de facto ban of our movement, and the reason is very simple. Mr. Mnangagwa did not win the 2018 election. He elects legitimacy, so he's punishing us for winning and beating him in the 2018 election. But the bans have not succeeded. The takeover of Harvest House has not prevented us from breathing. The party is alive, the party is kicking, and should President Chamisa be allowed to have a rally anywhere in the country, there will be 200,000 people. Even goats and snakes will attend that rally. That is fact. This party is alive. This party is breathing. What concerns us is that ZANU appear to be graduating from a de facto physical ban to elimination, to assassination, attempts. So they are upping the gear, they are upping the ante, because they are more afraid of 2023 than they are of 2018. So we urge on state security agents to do the job that they are asked to do in terms of Section 205 and 206 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, which is to protect citizens, which is to protect lives, which is to protect ordinary men and women, not the interests of a narrow elite located in a political party. We are also aware that the attacks on our leader, the attacks on our political party are not unique to us. They are massive attacks on the people of Zimbabwe. The arrests that I've spoken of are also arrests that are taking place in amongst ordinary citizens. As I'm talking to you right now, Makomborero Aruzivishe has been languishing at Chikurubi prison for months. Journalists are under attack. People like Hopo Chingono and others have spent months inside Chikurubi prison. Vendors, activists, no one is safe. But it's not just physical, violent attacks. It's also economic attacks. As I'm talking to you right now, the parallel exchange rate is almost 200. And there's no question that before the end of November 2021, it would have reached 400. The price of goods, have shot up. Inflation is back to literally 80% per month, which is the definition of hyperinflation. Civil servants are being paid in RTGS dollars when the price of goods is in US dollars or indexed in parallel market exchange rate at supermarkets like Bon Marché or OK Bazaars. 50% of our people are living in extreme poverty, according to the World Bank. Our own economics department puts that figure at 79%. You know this because these people are our parents, these people are our brothers, these people are our sisters. 79% of our people are living in extreme poverty, surviving on less than US $1.25 a day. We know what is happening in the townships. People are surviving on taona, 4 leaves of vegetable, a little coke of cooking fat. Life is bad. Teachers have literally not gone to work for the past 2 years because they can't withstand the onslaught by this regime. So citizens are suffering the physical brute violence of ZANU-PF and the physical brute violence of ZANU-PF's economic mismanagement, as well as the scourge of corruption. These people are stealing left, right, and center. Contracts are being awarded that runs into millions and millions of dollars without going to tender. Those contracts are being inflated. Zimbabwe now belongs to a few individuals, a few cartels that are owning Zimbabwe. But the citizens have a solution. The citizens have converged for change. And our message for citizen convergence on change has been accepted. And we want to take this opportunity to thank the people of Zimbabwe for accepting our message of change. We want to thank the thousands and thousands of Zimbabweans that are flocking to meet our president in every district, in every village that he is traveling to. The slogan and the hashtag Ngapinde Mkomana is burning in the country. People want change. People want the transformation. Yet ZANU-PF have a different narrative, where the citizen in the Wananji is saying Ngapinde Mkomana, ZANU is saying Ngauraiwe Mkomana. We say to the authorities, please stop this madness. Please stop this insanity. Uphold the decency of life. Uphold the dignity of being Zimbabwean that is codified in the constitution of Zimbabwe. On our part, as MDC Alliance, led by Advocate Nelson Chamisa, with his leadership, those that are present, others that are not here, in particular our Vice President Lynette Karen-Kore, Vice President Welshman Ngube, our organizer Amos Chibaya, who is not here, our Secretary for Rural Mobilization, Comrade Yepmo Chidziva. Our message is very clear. We will remain defiant within the confines allowed by the Constitution, Section 59 of our Constitution. So our President will continue with his meetings across the length and breadth of the country. We've also deployed other leaders, senior leaders of our party to the provinces as well. So you will see massive activity of our party in the rural areas because we cannot sit and fold our hands as the crisis bends, and we can't give ZANU-PF a blank check to insult and assault the people of Zimbabwe. We have a message to the international community, and our message is very simple. The regime of impunity and unaccountability continues in Zimbabwe. The people that destroyed our president's car last week, no one has been arrested. Yet there are videos that show the people committing the vandalism. There are videos of members of parliament of ZANU-PF doing what they are doing. So the culture of impunity, the culture of indifference continues. We call for the respect to the rule of law. We call for respect to constitutionalism. We call for the respect of human rights and human dignity. Our communities are under attack, and they too need to be defended. As I'm talking to you right now, citizens in Mutoko are under assault by alleged Chinese investors who are busy molesting their traditional lands, their heritage, their history. Citizens, the Hlengwe community in Chilonga, are facing the same fate. The people of Chinamora, Domboshawa, are facing the same fate from gold dealers. The people in Inde, Wange, Matebeleland are facing the same fate. The people in Checheche and other parts of Manicaland are also facing the same fate from Billy Rottenberg and his Green Fuels company. So communities must defend themselves, their legal remedies. Communities are entitled to say no. So in conclusion, I want to call upon the international community, in particular SADC, that the situation in Zimbabwe is burning, that a soft landing needs to be created, and the only thing that will create a soft landing is genuine dialogue by the two principal organizations in this country, the MDC Alliance and ZANU-PF, and by the two principal actors in this country, Mr. Mnangagwa and Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Anything else is just a sideshow, and you know that I'm referring to Poland. It's an important sideshow. That dialogue must focus on the reforms. We need reforms. Reforms to the Electoral Act, the restoration of the integrity of the Constitution. We need to go back to the Constitution as it was in 2013. Media reforms. It is a crime, ladies and gentlemen, that 41 years after independence, Zimbabwe still has one broadcasting house, Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, ZBC, which annually wins awards for best broadcasting house. It competes with itself. We need community radio stations. Put simply, we need reform. The alignment of the laws to the country's constitution. It is important, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, that we citizens play our part, that we have our own agency. As Bob Marley once sang, none but ourselves are our own liberators. So we say once more, thank you to Zimbabweans for standing with our president and for standing party, the Movement for Democratic Change Alliance. I thank you very much.